Thanks for coming to hear the chord on the street. Hey, what's up? What's up? I'm here to rip some fat clouds, do a little trick showcase for y'all. Right here, I'm starting with what's called the French inhale, followed by the ghost cloud. Oh, ooh, yeah. Then I'm moving right on to the dragon, followed by the tornado. Now, we're going to start with the big boys, the blowing O's, real quick. Now, here's the jellyfish, then a couple more O's, and then to finish with the finale, the bow tie. Yeah, boy. Y'all better remember the name. It's your boy, your vapor host, Vince. And now, over there, he's a little out of sorts. I don't think he's dusted in quite a bit. There's a little disorganization here and there, but I don't think that's a really huge deal. The big problem is that these numbers right here, they just don't add up. I think that someone's been cooking the books, and I couldn't be prouder. It's your audit host, Josh. How are we doing today, Josh?
Oh, man, you got me real good with that first half of that intro. Oh, that hit home because I was one of those people before.
Yeah.
I was like, is he going to say jellyfish? I wonder if he knows about the jellyfish. That was my entire thought the whole time. I wonder if he's looked up. Did he look up all these tricks beforehand? Does he know what the jellyfish is?
I did.
I was surprised you didn't say the bull ring, though. That's another good one.
Yeah, I had to stop it somewhere. The bull ring was on the list that I saw.
Oh,
but
they're so good. I mean, it is kind of douchey, but to be fair, they are kind of difficult to do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, to be fair, all the ones that I said were from the beginners list, so...
My favorite is when somebody would first start vaping and you teach them how to do the tornado. They were like, yep. Oh my God, this is amazing. Yep.
One of them that was on the list was the waterfall, which it was like blow your fucking fat cloud, your fucking fat ripped cotton right into a bottle and then dump it out onto the table. I'm like, that's not really a trick. You just need to have an empty bottle.
My trick is I have bottles.
My trick is I have an empty bottle. The real trick would be as a man or a boy, if you finish that bottle and you haven't bonked your head with it. That's the real trick. Look at my willpower. I finished this bottle of Coke and I didn't bonk my head with it.
Well, you're just a better person than most.
I guess. No, I'm not saying that I can do this trick. This is an advanced manly trick.
Oh, it's an advanced trick.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. It's like if you were to be walking across a bridge and pick up a rock and not throw that rock off the bridge. Like, you're just inhuman. You're an inhuman man.
No, you have to throw it off.
You have to throw it off the big bridge. The bigger the rock, the more it has to go off the bridge.
Yeah, all of them. All the bridges. Mm-hmm. Every bridge.
Absolutely.
You gotta dive in and get that rock and take it to every bridge and throw it off all of them.
Absolutely. All right. I didn't forget. I'm not going to forget. Fun fact.
Well, good thing I came prepared.
Yeah.
So, did you know that Burnout Paradise advertised Barack Obama's presidential campaign?
No.
During its development, Barack Obama seized the opportunity to involve his 2008 presidential campaign into the game, purchasing ads. One of the billboards in games sees Obama's Vote for Change campaign sign, so he just has a presidential billboard inside of Burnout Paradise.
Hot diggity dog.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. Not something
funny.
Not something you see on the regular.
No. What's the next one? What's the next video game tie-in? AOC streaming on Twitch?
Probably. It wouldn't be surprising if I don't know if bigger games would allow it, like Activision games and stuff, but that'd be one way to get your message out.
I can't imagine that there isn't a political candidate that has approached Epic Games to try to get some Fortnite event,
I just feel like Fortnite's too young of an audience now. I feel like the older audience portion kind of lapsed, and now it has its majority younger audience. So I think
all you need to do is get them 18-year-olds.
Yeah, I don't even think 18-year-olds are playing that anymore. Not nowhere near like they used to be.
Okay.
You think it'd be more?
All the
your voting demographic would much more be like your Warzone and that style.
Those are old folks, though. You play it, right?
Yeah, okay. I play it. And I'm
This
old.
is Cord on the Street. No rebuttals. This is Cord on the Street. Josh over there and me, we each pick a word from Puzzle Word Game Quirtle generated from the week. This week we're picking words from some week. It's like October 2nd to the 8th. I think because of our recording schedule, I may have said that last episode, and that wasn't right. So that's right now. That's the ones that we're picking from. And you can do that too. If you go to our Twitter, see the word list, pick a word, tell us what it is. Just live your life. Hey, I'm going first this week.
I'm not gonna lie, I was muted, and I totally almost spit my water out that I had in my mouth, and you were like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said that last week." It started dripping out of my nose.
Yeah, I think I did that. I have a distinct memory of pulling up the calendar and saying the exact same.
You're just all over the place. You're just all over the place.
I am all over the place. We're all over the place. When is a team loses a team?
Yep.
I'm going first. Yeah.
Yeah, you're first, Mr. First Man.
Okay. I'm gonna keep with my theme from the past few weeks, and just to have a very loose topic here again. My word that I picked is amend. To amend is to change, and that has been your vocabulary lesson for this week.
I expected you to be like, and that's all I have for this week. Josh, on your word.
Yep, and that's all we got. Roll the outro. I'm gonna talk. I want us to talk about things that we have changed our minds about.
Should be interesting.
Big, small, whatever. However you want to go with this. That's what I want to hear about. I can go first unless you have something that you want to start off with.
Yeah, coffee. I used to hate coffee when I was younger. I couldn't get past the bitter tastes for it. And then as I got older, my taste buds changed, and now I drink it all the time.
And you probably started having better coffee. It wasn't just burnt.
Yeah. Yeah, but even now, like, I'll get like the McDonald's iced coffee because you can use the app and get it for $1. No shameless McDonald's plug, but if I'm gonna get an iced coffee, I'm gonna get the cheap one.
Sure, yeah.
I made the mistake. A new Starbucks opened near us on Genesee Street, in North Utica, and
don't you slander the cold brew.
Oh no! Starbucks.
Whew, crisis averted.
Oh no, I'm slandering. It was trash.
The cold brew?
Yeah, it was not great. But to be fair, I got a pumpkin one. It was not great. But the reason it was not great, it was one, it didn't taste that great, but two, it was fucking $5 for like a medium.
I had that pumpkin cream cold brew. I fucking loved it.
Oh, it was okay, but it wasn't nearly as good as I thought it should have been, especially for the price.
The pumpkin cold foam cold brew, or
no, I didn't have that. Mine's
cold foam?
Iced coffee, like iced coffee, not cold.
No, this is what I'm saying. Is like maybe the iced coffee. I don't get the iced coffee. I get the cold brew.
No, I haven't gotten that yet.
Is very good.
Iced coffee, it was okay. I would have liked it probably better without the pumpkin. It was just like mediocre, but
sure. I can understand
the fact that I paid $5 for it, and it was literally a third of the size as what I get at McDonald's for $1.
Yeah, a straight up iced coffee, that ain't no good.
Well, yeah, price. I just get I swap out the flavors at McDonald's. I get like mocha or French vanilla or caramel.
I think you could just go ahead and get the cold brew for that price, and why not? Like, it's just better coffee.
I'll go get it tomorrow, and I'll report back to you.
I mean, don't report back to me if you don't like it. Just keep that shit to yourself.
Nope, I'm going to report back to you. I'm going to tell you. I'll be like, you're wrong. You're a big fat dummy. This sucks.
Nah, I fucking love the cold brews. I really don't care how you come across. Whatever. You know how words do. Just complete the sentence for me. I'm moving on.
Things work, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. My first one that I'm going with, and I think we'll just sort of, be loose with this again and sort of go back and forth as stuff jogs. My first one is and this is going to seem like a bigger deal when I say it than when I describe it, but manliness.
Okay.
I'm sure that I think that you are the one that I used to talk to, and I was like, who the fuck uses the word cute? I'm like, cute is such a stupid word. Why would any man use the word cute?
Oh yeah, I'd be using that shit all the time.
Yeah, man.
It's
That's
just
the sort of
cute.
shit. That's the sort of shit that I'm like getting rid of in my brain. Fucking girly, quote unquote girly words, quote unquote girly colors. I'm like, fucking words and colors are just words and colors. You know what?
Yeah.
I heard somebody say I was gonna get a Corvette, but the only ones that I could find were yellow, and that's just girly. I'm like, who the
Yellow is
hell?
not girly. Even before that, I
You
wouldn't
know,
consider yellow like girly.
it's wild how some people think of that shit. But it's like, look at Ferrari's sales, right? Like Ferrari is just like a fucking cool car. Mostly
Mhm.
men own them one way or the other, but like the most popular color is red, second most popular color is yellow.
Yep.
Like it's absurd for somebody to be like, yellow's just a girly color. Corvette's racing team, their livery is yellow.
My
Like,
like dream Corvette is a 72 Stingray Corvette in canary yellow.
okay. Those Corvettes I like in it's not quite a like sky blue, it's not quite a teal. It's like somewhere in between the two, whatever that color is. But that's the color
Sky
I
teal.
think of. Sky teal.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the sort of shit. I'm like get that shit out of my face. I'll wear a purple shirt. I don't care.
Yeah, I've never really been against a lot of that stuff. So you're
Yeah,
probably right in that matter.
Yeah.
Where we've probably talked about it in the past.
Yeah. I've definitely like that was like a hard held belief of mine was like be a man, which is funny because I like am who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's funny that I held those beliefs, but nah, I've let go of that shit. That's so tiresome.
This one's gonna hurt.
All right.
Everyone's gonna hate me, but I gotta do it. I just don't fucking like peppers, uncooked peppers. I just don't like them.
Okay.
Like I tried to eat them all throughout my like youth. I tried them, like, you know what? It's a taste thing. Eventually I'll get. I just don't fucking like uncooked peppers. They suck. Like, they're just not for me. And I know that's like a huge thing. People are like, "Oh, but peppers."
There's some people who are like way into it. Like Nicole likes an uncooked pepper, but like she's not just like slicing up peppers and eating them.
Oh, I know a ton of people that.
You know, that's like, I don't know. I don't know that many people who just munch on uncooked peppers. I know people who like them, but not people who like are like rabid fans about them.
I guess I shouldn't even say uncooked. Uncooked, yes, but also like I don't like big chunks of pepper. Like if it's like in a sauce or something, I'm cool. But like, yeah, I'm not getting peppers and onions on something. I'll get onions.
That's where I don't know. That's where you lose me.
That's where the hate comes.
Peppers and onions are so good. Like a sausage sandwich with like topped with sweated peppers and onions.
I just don't like the taste of peppers.
They so good.
If they're mixed in with something, I can tolerate them. But like when they're kind of at the forefront, no.
Weird.
Same thing with like tomatoes. I love all tomato byproducts, but I hate the fucking texture of a regular tomato.
I hate the flavor of a tomato that's uncooked. Recent years, I like keep going back. I'm like, okay. I'm like fighting my own conditioning. I know I don't like tomatoes, but I keep going back, be like, okay, so many people love these fucking things. So I must be missing something, and I'll try them. I'm like, nope, that's not for me. Even when the slime is gone.
See, there's
when the slime is gone, I'll try them, and it's just not.
When it's like
they don't taste good.
Cut up, I can deal with it. So like I like it in like a bruschetta or something like that. Like I can deal with that, but like a slice of tomato on something, no, not a chance.
Yeah. There's got to be enough other stuff going on for me. A bruschetta is even pushing it. I can do like a pico de gallo. Sometimes I can do a salsa, but it has to be salsa. Like very specific. Like Moe's has a salsa that's you know what? Now I can't even remember what the one that I get is. It's the only hot one they have. But it's like a pepper based. Obviously, it's like tomato like base, but it's mostly peppers.
I'm trying to think of other things that I've changed my mind about.
I know, right? I think I'm gonna have to go with competitive games competitive vidgy games.
Oh yeah, we're completely different there.
Yeah, they're just not fun. Even the people who like them, like, do you have fun playing Valorant?
Yes.
Like, actually, truly.
Yeah.
Okay.
It depends. Like, there
Sure.
can be times where it's stressful and I'm not having fun, but most of the time, like, learning for me is fun, and I think that's why competitive games are so compelling for me. It's like it's a
Okay.
you're in a constant state of learning.
Sure.
So like
I can.
that's fun when I have terrible the things that make competitive games unbearable for me are bad teammates, and I don't even mean like people that just aren't good. I mean people that are toxic, aren't willing to communicate, aren't willing to take criticism or learn. Like that makes it unenjoyable for me. But for
Yeah.
most part, like competitive games in general, really, I do enjoy them thoroughly. But unfortunately, it comes with some shitheads.
Yeah. There were games like when I was at the end of when I was getting fed up. There were some games in Rocket League where like my teammate would GG easy and I would forfeit.
Even though you
I'm
guys
like,
are winning.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even care. Like, I'll take the hit to whatever my, hidden MMR is. I'll take that hit just to fucking stick it to this Jagoff.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm definitely I see the need for other games more now than I used to. Like I mean, you know me, I was straight competitive games from like a long time.
Yeah.
But I see the need for others now. I do need a good mental reset from competitive games just because it is nice to have that shut off where I'm not learning. I don't need as much brain power to focus on stuff. It's much more of an escape. So that's the only time that I would say that it can feel draining, I guess, to play a competitive game for me is like if I overdo it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's tiring.
Yeah.
They're tiring.
They're tiring.
I've been using that word for a lot of stuff lately. I was trying to rewatch Ozark, right?
What a good choice.
Because I wanted to watch the new season, but I couldn't remember what had happened in the previous season. So I watched the whole thing. I'm currently in the final season, and I've just completely fallen off. And that's exactly the word that I used to describe that show. I'm like, it's just tiring.
Yeah, I will admit. So like, because the final season, the one that's like split up into two different sections, right?
I don't know. It's all released now, so it's probably.
Yeah, I think it was two
I
different
probably
sections.
didn't even notice.
I think it was two sections. I think I only made it 3 episodes into this previous season, if it's the last one, and I stopped too. I just don't think this season was anywhere near as compelling as the other ones, and I think it took too long to release.
It's just brutal. It's like, I guess spoilers for Ozark, so skip ahead if you want. But like, I don't know, just Wendy and her like just bullshit. I'm just like, God.
I mean, kind of the whole thing. I mean, again, like you said, skip ahead if you don't want spoilers, but like it's kind of just rinse and repeat doing the same fucking thing over and over again.
Yeah. That's how I started to feel about Breaking Bad too. That'll get me some hate. Breaking Bad, not as good as people say.
It was good. I don't think the final 2 seasons were very good in comparison.
I don't think the final 6 seasons were very good.
You said I didn't like the whole fucking thing.
How long did it? No, the first season I thought was pretty fine. The second season was such utter trash. As like, I don't understand how it got renewed for a 3rd season. Like the acting is good, sure, fine, but like it's wild. The second season is the one where like the whole time they're foreshadowing the like plane crash, right?
Yeah. That one was bad, but then you get into the stuff with like Los Hermanos and stuff. I liked that whole.
The best episode was the Fly episode. It's the only episode that I actually remember specific points of.
Yeah, I remember a bunch of different stuff from it. I enjoyed it. I will say this, and I liked Weeds way more than I liked Breaking Bad. Sure. I don't know if you ever watched Weeds or not, but
I did. Yeah,
I liked that more than I liked Breaking Bad. It was more relatable. I feel like I think that was a lot of why Breaking Bad. I would agree with you. It is kind of overhyped. I think it is good. Like I don't put it on my bad list for shows, but it was nowhere near as relatable as something like Weeds.
Yeah, it's close to my bad shows. Breaking Bad. I saw someone say this about a show that I really like, Westworld. Like I love Westworld. I saw someone on Twitter, just some content creator, How to Drink, the guy from How to Drink, the YouTube channel. He said, I don't mean to yuck anybody's yum, but I don't understand how Westworld is anybody's yum. And that's how I feel about Breaking Bad. I'm like,
Yeah.
if people can see something in it that I don't see, then fine. I just don't understand. I don't understand
Well,
why it's so beloved.
here's another one for things I've changed my mind on. So I would never be caught dead watching an episode of Friends before. And I won't like, I'm not like, oh my God, I want to sit down and watch it. I can understand why people like it. It's relatable and it's great fucking background distraction stuff. Like you put that on while you're like cleaning the house or like laying in bed trying to fall asleep. Like I feel like that's why it's like one of the most watched shows, because it's just so easy to just watch it. There's no like huge overarching story. I mean, there's definitely progression throughout the series, but it's not like you can miss an episode and be fine.
Yeah. It's my Futurama.
Yeah.
That's what Futurama has been to me recently.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, yeah, I used to be like, I don't understand this, but now I do. I get it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's where I'm gonna stop it. I don't think I have anything else really superb to talk about. If I do, I'm just gonna butt in and talk about it. But I want to hear from the community. Someone, somewhere, tune in to us. Twitter. We have a Discord that you can find the link to in the description. Get a hold of us. Tell us sort of things that you've changed your mind on. Could be a TV show. It could be, I don't know, geopolitical policies. I don't give a shit. Big, small. Tell us. I'm going to go ahead. Do the thing. Engage. I am going to move on to my loose end. My loose end was inspired by your loose end today. Because we talked outside of recording. Go figure.
We don't. We're not even friends. What do you mean?
I know, right?
We don't even talk.
We're both going to be doing drafts. So I'm going to start with mine. Mine is the color combination draft.
Such a good one.
Yeah, not just a single color. Get two. I will say two colors. All right, no more, no less. Best color combinations. Because it's my topic, I will let you go first.
Okay, I'm gonna be generic, but I think it's just too good of a combination. Red and black.
Okay.
Easily got to be a number one pick in the draft.
I feel ya. I feel like I should have been able to guess that from you.
Yeah.
Red and black. I am going to go with the God King of all color combinations of orange and blue.
I knew that was coming.
Yep. This is not just personal preference either. Like orange and blue is everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everything.
You're not wrong. For my second pick in the draft, going with one that I feel like is underrated, but man, is it just so good, and it can be used in so many good applications. Royal purple and gold.
Ooh, that's good. I'm just gonna put
purple and gold.
Purple and gold, yeah.
But like that deep purple, I just think of like royalty. You know what I mean? Yep. Just that. Yep. Just hits good.
That's a good pick because I was literally gonna go purple and yellow. Got that one. You got that one.
Snuck it in there on you.
This one is a dedication to our friend Joe Biz. Teal and red.
Good old Biz.
It's so good. I regularly use this color combination in games since he started using it in Halo.
Yeah, it does look really good. Red accents on a teal object.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So for my third pick in the draft, I'm going with something some might call girly. I'm going to go with white and pink.
Ooh, that's good.
Hence my computer is all of the RGB in it is pink, and then everything else is white. It's just a solid color combo.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go with I'm going a little off the beaten path here. I'm going with an unconventional one, but an undeniable one. Green and purple. Hulk. Okay. Going with the Hulk.
Well, I respect it.
It is, in a design sense, discordant, right? Like they're not supposed to go together.
Yeah.
They do.
Yep. My number 4, I gotta go with old trusty, old reliable, the Buffalo Bills, red and blue.
Yep. This one probably slipped a little further down the list than it should have, huh?
Yeah, I was like looking around in my room for color combination ideas, and I was like, yeah, why didn't I think of that before? Yeah, got to take that one.
All right. I'm going with the alma mater, going maroon and white.
Ooh, solid choice.
It's good. Maroon, I think, is a good base for a lot of other combinations too, though.
Oh, it definitely is. 100%.
All right, round out the list. Pick a good one.
For the 5th spot on my team in the 2022 color combination draft, I am taking the undeniably iconic yellow and red.
Boo.
that yellow and red, that traditional I'm hungry vibes.
Mm-hmm. That Pikachu vibe.
Yeah, that Pikachu, that McDonald's, you know.
All right, let's see. You know what? I'll do it. In honor of Spoopy Month, going orange and black.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one.
We haven't done very much Spoopy content, so.
Oh, well, because everybody knows my feelings on Spoopy stuff.
Yeah, we did talk about it at length a while back. So be surprised if anybody's surprised, but yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, we'll just run down the list. Josh's top 5: red and black, purple and gold, white and pink, red and blue, yellow and red, and then mine, orange and blue, teal and red, green and purple, maroon and white, orange and black.
Those are some solid picks.
Yep.
It makes me think about how much I enjoyed that color game we played at your house.
Hues and Cues. Yeah, that's a good one.
It was a very fun game.
There's not many people who don't like that game.
It's just so simple.
Yeah. And it's not like you don't have to learn anything. If you could think of a thing that's a color, then you can play the game. I love
how you were like, we're gonna play this because I feel like you're gonna be good at it.
Yeah. Well, I played with another artist before, and like we played in bad light, and the other people that we were playing with were like just bad. And he was like, "What are you guys thinking?" He's like,
"Use your brains."
Use your brains. I just used this color.
You know, I am surprised that neither one of us took black and white.
It's useful, but is it good?
It definitely is good.
Okay, I guess so. I will always take white and any other color before I take black, I think, though.
Yeah, I'm starting to be more in line with, like, instead of a black and white, just give me like a dark brown and a cream, or like give me like a deep maroon and like a salmon color red. You know what I mean? Like just same style of contrast, just not as deep, but also like lends itself more to feeling, I think.
Yeah. I think that brown and cream is a good one because it's basically like it's black and white but washed out. It's very appealing.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of that at work with like color palettes and trying to do stuff.
Yeah. Did you ever check out that TikTok channel that I sent you? Music palettes or whatever it is.
When did you send me that?
I don't know. I think I texted it to you and was like, I think you like this whole channel, but the guy will take album art and he will color pick like 4 colors from the whole thing. And then he makes a 3x3 grid, and he'll put the 4 colors in the corners, and he'll mix the ones vertically and horizontally, and then mix all 4 of them in the middle. And it's like they make very good palettes. Or maybe it's like east, west, north, south, and then he mixes them into the corners. Either way,
I'm scrolling it's back through to see if I can find it so I can watch it if I didn't.
I thought that you would like it because it seems like a very good and interesting way to actually make unconventional palettes.
I use Colors, a website.
Yeah, I'm gonna share it with you real quick so you don't have to keep searching.
Yeah, coolers.co is what I use for palettes.
Okay.
Put it in the right channel actually.
We haven't made one yet.
Nope. There we go. We check this out. It's cool because you have the ability to like lock colors, put a specific color in, and then you just hit spacebar to generate colors that are like
Okay.
that go with it. So it like gives you a ton of different variation, and you're like, oh, I really like that color. Lock it, and then it gives complementary stuff to the to that color, and then you can lock another color and just keep rotating through. You find
Okay.
some really cool palettes.
So yeah, I think this is kind of doing the same. Well, no, it's not quite. I was gonna say I thought it was doing the same sort of thing where it's like mixing colors next to them.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
I don't think it quite is. That channel also has like its music underscore palette for anybody that wants to look for it. But like
I'm about to go look it up now.
it also has that sort of I don't know, ASMR type vibe that people like the person who was just mixing paint or the person who was just smearing paint, like freezing paint, and then when it was nearly thawed, just smearing it around with a palette knife to make it nice and smooth. Like it's
Apparently,
got
I
that
looked
sort of
at it
feeling
because
to
I'm
it too.
following them, so I must
Oh
have looked
yeah,
at it when you sent it to me, but I don't remember it.
don't remember it, but yeah, I just thought it was a really good idea
Yeah, it
for
is.
especially for an artist.
I've been
Um,
really enjoying the I don't know if you've seen them at all, but there's this guy that does miniature paintings. So he'll like
um,
on TikTok. Yeah, so he'll like go to like a bridge or something and go sit there, and like the canvas fits inside of an Altoids container. And
hell
then
yeah,
he literally like paints the image so it blends in with the like backdrop of the video. So like by the end of it, what he paints just looks like it belongs there. Like you can't tell that it's painted. It's just nutty.
that's awesome. Sounds
Same.
awesome.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff that I've been finding. Do you know who Marcus Veltri is?
That sounds familiar.
He does music videos on YouTube. He's got perfect pitch. He
Hmm.
plays the piano, and like I was watching one of those actually earlier today. Man, that just blows my mind. So they've been he like collaborates with a lot of other music YouTubers, and I'm assuming they all must have perfect pitch because they do they'll like go on Omegle and hold up a sign that says like request a song, and the second guy will be like playing a violin or a trumpet, and they'll be like hiding it off camera where you can't see them, and then all of a sudden they'll come in, and it's like I'm assuming they must have perfect pitch too, because how else are you just gonna improv whatever song they pick? You know what I mean? Like they're not picking.
Yep.
Like they're not giving you a list of songs and you could pick it because I know these ones. They're literally just improvising it, and sometimes they have to listen to it before they know it if they don't know the song. It's like, man,
Mhm.
that's just so incredible.
Yeah, I do know this guy. I had searched him on YouTube before. Probably you showed me him. But yeah, I've
Probably.
I've seen him.
But just like
Yeah.
watching like two people do that is even more mind boggling. Like,
Yeah, that sort of thing is very interesting. It reminds me of that girl on Twitch who will learn a song in like 2 minutes.
yeah,
I can never remember her name, but I watched her do that with the Black Parade. She like listened to it once and then played just 2 minutes worth of it,
yeah. I
which
mean,
is that's a very complex song too.
yep.
It was incredible.
There's just people like him, her, the do. Like they all just have
Mhm.
that ability, like perfect pitch and like complete.
Yeah.
Like instead of photographic memory, they just have like musical memory. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Wish I was any kind of talented like that. I mean, that's just a whole nother level of skill.
Hey, buddy. Hey there, buddy.
Hey
There,
there,
there.
there, pal. Pat on them.
There,
Pat on the
there.
back. You'll be okay. You'll be okay, little fella. Okay.
All right.
Well, it's time for me to get into my word. I think
It's time for you to.
it's probably about time that I begin with my
Uh,
word. Begin.
ah.
Oh, you see what I did there? Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you caught on to that, but it was real smooth.
Why would you say?
Oh, nothing. I didn't say anything.
Gotcha. Let's move on. What's your word?
Begin.
Cool.
It made me think about like beginnings of everything. So
All right.
I struggled this week to pick something, and what are So I decided like, what are the beginning memories we have in different phases of our life? So like, start off like, what is the first memory you have of existence? Can you just try to think back to your oldest memory? What is the oldest thing you can remember?
Here's mine is a little strange because like I think that it is Niagara Falls.
Okay.
We went to Niagara Falls when I was 4. My parents took me, and we rode the Maid of the Mist. It's a boat that sort of chugs along into the sort of falls area. You get as close to the falls as possible without getting dragged under or whatever. I think that that's my first memory, but I may just be remembering like a picture that we took while we were there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fuzzy for me, but I think that's it.
My first one, surprisingly, involves two of our friends,
Oh?
Adam and Dan. And I was 4. All of us were like 4 or 5. Adam was like a little bit older than us, so he might have been 5.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was volunteering for at the fire department auxiliary. They had like a bake sale or something there, and I was there, of course, with her because that's what I did. I just went around with her everywhere. So I'm
Yep.
sitting there playing with my toys. And then Adam's dad came over, and me and Adam started playing with toys. And then Dan's dad showed up, and then me and Dan and Adam were playing with toys. And then they decided that let's all go back to Adam's house. So me, Dan, and Adam all went back to Adam's house to play. And like, that's my first memory that I can remember as far as like when I think about the oldest thing that I can remember, it's that.
Yeah.
Which is nuts to like have it be people I'm still friends with today.
Yeah, that is crazy. But yeah, so you went back to Adam's house, and what? You like burned a couple of Christmas trees, or?
Yeah, no, that was like, it was so crazy because when you're that little, his house seemed like a mansion.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was a relatively big house, but like when you're 4, 5 years old, like it seemed humongous. So like, especially going upstairs into that like attic with like the small like little mini doors and like the off rooms where the rooms are slanted down because of the shape of the roof, like crawling through all those. And we were playing. I remember he had the big turtle from Power Rangers that you could fit all the stuff inside of, all the different Rangers and all their different animals and things inside of. I remember playing with that a ton. We were just having a blast. It was a good time.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's probably my oldest one. I tried to think of like preschool, and I know I went to preschool around the same time, but I have no recollection of it. I know I went to Tiny Tots preschool.
Yeah.
But I have no recollection of it at all.
I don't know if I must have gone to a preschool. Mostly I remember daycare because it was at my aunt's house. So it was just like me and my cousins like hanging out.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
She took care of a few other kids too, because she was a teacher. So summers off, why not, do what you're good at and do daycare during the summer?
Yeah, that makes sense. Which aunt do I know her? Know this one?
Yeah, my Aunt Nadine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, they lived over in North Utica.
Yep.
Well, I guess no, South Utica.
South Utica. Okay.
I don't even remember exactly where. To be completely honest, this was so long ago, and they moved a long time ago. So
yeah,
I don't know. But that's all I got for like pre-K memory.
Okay. Kindergarten for me, I have quite a few. I had Mrs. Homey for kindergarten class, which this is before you moved. You came 2nd grade, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I had Mrs. Homey, and she was awesome. She wore a different pair of like animal slippers like every day of the week. She was a homie. Yeah, she just had so many different kinds of slippers and all kinds of like funny like smocks and dresses and shirts and stuff that were all hilarious. And I remember cross-dressing as a kid in that class. Me and Dan would put dresses over us and wear high heels and try to run down the hallways in them because it was hilarious.
Scandalous.
Yeah, scandalous.
Politics in the classroom.
I remember making forts out of like foam blocks and trying to take naps inside of them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time. I didn't have, I think I remember Dan being in that class with me, but I think like Adam and Jake and them all had Mrs. Payne.
Yeah, I don't know. My memory of kindergarten is very fuzzy because I like moved.
Yeah.
So it's like those memories sort of faded away quicker than they probably ought to have. But I remember a boy that I was friends with. I don't even remember his name. No, I do remember his name. His name was Julian. I don't remember remember his last name, and I never talked to him once I moved. But he was disabled. He was like in a wheelchair. He had like a motorized wheelchair. And he was like the nicest dude. Yeah, I don't know. Moved, and because I was 7,
Yeah.
I just never talked to him again.
Yeah. Yeah. You couldn't like couldn't text him to say, hey, what's up?
Yeah, I couldn't.
We're
I
old.
couldn't
There was no
add him
cell
on
phones for
Facebook.
us. I know it's hard to think
Yeah.
about that. Like really put into perspective that like we're the last generation that didn't grow up with like cell phones, Facebook, social media, just like Discord to stay in contact with friends. Like it was nobody. How many kids now are ever going to have to remember their friends' home phone numbers in their head? And then call and ask to talk to them, and because then there's like time stipulations and everything. Like there had to be like time blocks where you could call.
Yep.
It's like I can't call after 9 because parents will be winding down trying to go to sleep. They'll hate me if I call after 9, like that kind of stuff. Or like you had to have the right times to call. And I feel like that's honestly probably like why I feel like we might have better connections to our friends' parents than probably some of the younger kids do now.
Ooh, that's a good thought. Yeah.
There was more interaction. So like, you had to call and say hi to them, even if it was only a 30-second conversation. I feel like that repeated over time would make somebody feel more secure and comfortable talking with somebody.
If for nothing else, then like your parents have to go, oh, who is that calling you? And you have to tell them.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, it's just crazy to think about. I mean, we didn't have any of that.
Yep. The times they are a-changing.
Mm-hmm. Definitely are. And I'm trying to think, what else do we have? I have anything else from kindergarten? I think that's pretty much it for kindergarten. Then we skip through to middle school. Miss
Weed.
Huh? Miss Weed.
Yeah, Miss Weed.
Miss Reed?
Yeah, Miss Reed. I was because I was accelerated math. I was in John Doolin's class.
Oh God!
And he would call her Miss Weed.
Of course, John Doolin would.
And she hated it, but the dude is relentless, and he just never gave it up.
That's awesome. Middle school was interesting for us, I feel like. So where we grew up, there was 2 separate elementary schools at the time that we were going through. So like middle school is our first introduction to like being put in with the kids from the other elementary schools.
You know what else made it weird? And I was thinking about this not that long ago. I never really like put any thought into this, but the middle school was new for us. We were moved into middle school in 7th grade, right?
Yeah, 6th grade was the last one in.
Middle school was 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah.
So, like us and the 5th graders both moved up to middle school at the same time. And it was just like, it was weird. It was a weird time to make that transition. And I don't know, they also made us run back and forth between middle school and the high school because they were connected. It sucked. Yep. Yeah. Our middle school was weird.
It really was. It really was. I'm trying to like play out in my head. I don't even really like, is it bad that I can't like do a map of the inside of the school in my head anymore?
It was just a straight line. It's like our high school, middle school was like a V.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Our middle school was just a hallway. It was 2 floors, 1 single hallway on each.
Yep.
And then you went to like the no man's land that went to the entryway where Geno's would line up their pizzas in the cafeteria.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the band room, and that's where high school started. And then that was just a straight line.
Okay, now I'm remembering it. Yeah.
With an add-on that had 3 floors.
Yep.
And that was it. Like our school was very simple.
Yeah. I couldn't remember. I didn't remember like how that was set up. But now and then like the old gym was to the left of the band room, right? Like you come out of the cafeteria.
Yes. Yeah. That now I'm remembering all the like intricacies. Because when you get to the end of middle school, you can take a left to go to the new gym, or you can take a right to go to the cafeteria in the entryway.
Yep.
And then once you reach the end of that hallway, left is the old gym, right is the band room, and then high school. And then there was a turn off to go to like the auditorium.
Mm-hmm.
But it was
Yeah.
This is what a 300 person school looks like. That's
Yeah,
what it looks
tiny.
like when there's only 300 kids
Yeah.
in the entire middle and high school.
We had 62 people in our graduating class.
We graduated 61 technically. We had 74, but that included like special needs
Gotcha.
and other stuff. But yeah,
Still so small.
it's so small.
And you go to like Proctor and stuff that are like 700-800 per
All the
class.
schools around here are like that. There's 2 schools in Webster where I got, my first apartment moving out here, and they're both like 300 to 400 kids. They're both the size of Proctor, or 3 to 400 per class.
Yeah. No, Proctor's like 700-800 a class,
Yeah.
which is just nuts.
There's schools around here too. I think Irondequoit, there's 2 schools in Irondequoit around here that are both that size.
Ugh. I don't know. I really think we benefited more than we know from having a smaller class size.
Yeah. People talk about it when it comes to college. Like, you didn't sort of shop around for colleges in the same way that I did, but a lot of the marketing around colleges comes from like small class sizes. There's a lot of data out there to show that like small class sizes means a better education, and like you're more connected to your classmates, make more friends for later in life. But nobody really talks about that when it comes to high school and middle school, because it's
intricacies. Just like,
it's easier to just shove them all together.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really nice having that.
It was. I mean, there was just so much. I got to learn stuff about everybody that we went to school with.
I'm hard pressed. I know that there were like 2 or 3 people in high school that I like didn't like.
Yeah.
But at this point in my life, I'm hard pressed to think of why I didn't like them, and whether I would still not like them for the same reasons, Like,
yeah. No, it's definitely way different. And I don't think what happened with us could ever happen in a school that's bigger. Like with us, like senior year, where we like cliques kind of started to fade away, and we started to do things as a whole class. Like everybody was kind of involved with each other, at least to some facet.
Even the outcasts, your John Keeleys and your I don't know who else was even considered an outcast. Your who is that one kid? Bronson. I don't remember his last name. The kid that flipped a table.
Singer.
Quote unquote flipped a table.
Bronson Singer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't actually, like, he just picked up a table because kids were bullying him, and then we fucking bullied him even more, like at the beginning of high school.
Yeah.
For that. But like, we just like, it just like went, all that shit just went away.
Yeah, it's like everybody
especially in our senior year.
Everyone like hit a major growth peak in senior year.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh yeah, like none of this stupid high school drama bullshit matters. We're going to be gone in a year. Like we might as well just enjoy ourselves.
There were some, I'm trying to think of who the like linchpins of that were though, right? Because there's got to be like a few people who bridged that gap and really like brought everybody together. Off the top of my head, it's the Penrys, it's Jamie Lavala.
Yeah.
Right? Like, like these are the people who just sort of didn't give a shit. Just talked with everyone and broke those barriers down. Frank Sanders.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. There's just so many good times. It's like,
I know.
I don't spend a lot of time like sitting back and thinking of it, but man, especially moving and talking to other people from different places and like hearing about their experiences and how much different they were. And then like, talking to my sister, okay, she's 45, right?
Okay.
She still talks to like 3 or 4 of her friends from high school.
Mm-hmm.
And she went to Frankfurt. So like it's the same there, but then you have people that didn't go Frankfurt that are her age don't talk to anybody. So it was just so conducive for like real genuine bonds with people.
Sure. To be fair, my brother stands in distinct opposition to this because he like has a pretty big friend group still from Proctor, and he moved away in 10th grade.
Yeah, well that's because he only had two years away. Like His foundation had already been built.
He's got a couple friends from Frankfurt too. Like he made some good friends there. Charlie Bellino and Goo. I can't even remember Goo's real name.
Yeah. But no, I mean, it makes more sense that he would have a stronger foundation where he spent most of his life.
But he's got, like, there's a lot of his friends that are still around. Like, think of my brother's friend group, right? Like Matt Mariani, Mike Brendez, Tim Starziak, even Drek is from Proctor. Like,
yeah,
there's so many. Scott, his friend Horse that they talk about, his best friend Will. Like, that's a big friend group that they have maintained for these 20 years.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It takes work though.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody tell you that maintaining friendship does not work.
Yep.
It is.
Although their work is their fantasy football league, like that.
Yeah.
That keeps them coming back at least every year.
Yeah.
You know, there's not something like in our friends. I would consider my friend group from high school pretty big, but even the friend group that I consider, like, I don't talk to them even every year.
Well, no, because everybody but me was terrible at communicating.
That's correct. Yeah.
Every single one of us.
You should just start, like, I don't know if a Discord server is the best thing. You should start like a group chat or something.
I could on Facebook.
Just on phones. Who cares?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, you're on iPhone, so it would make the interaction a little weird.
It don't matter to me.
Well, it's just if you're all on Android or if you're all on iPhone, then you can leave the chat if you want. But if you're
mixed,
between the two, you can't. So
yeah, Facebook might be better for the simple fact that you can mute notifications and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely do that.
I'd definitely be open to something like that.
Get everybody talking.
I know that Jake's been. Me and Jake have had our differences, but I know that Jake's been like doing big things down where he is, and I'd like to, keep up on that too.
Yeah, it's good. I talk to him every once in a while. I talk to Matt every couple of months. Adam will be every 4 or 5 months. It depends, because like. With Adam, I'll talk to him every 4 or 5 months, but then the instant that he's coming into New York, I get a message. It's like, yo, I'm home. When can we hang out?
Yeah. I'd like to see Adam. Let me know the next time he does that. I'll try to make that work.
I will. I mean, even if we had to come out there, I'm sure he would be down.
He's always so busy though, right? Like we tried that before.
They go to Syracuse, so we can go to Syracuse. We can meet there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They go there. They go out to Syracuse a bunch, and depending on how they come here, if they drive or not, they might be in Syracuse, like fly into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I know this last time that they came here, they actually drove to Syracuse, flew out of Syracuse to where they were going, then came back, got their car here, and then drove back because it was easier to like come here, see family, than take the second part of the trip.
Okay, you lost me, but that's not important.
Yeah, so we could do that.
Sure.
I'll start it tomorrow.
I'd like that. Okay, let's get back on the tracks a little bit. Did we do high school enough? Because that's the next one that you got.
I don't think we really did high school yet.
We talked
about some of high school, but
we
wasn't
didn't talk
like
about the first. Yeah,
we didn't talk about like a first specific moment. I mean, what's high school? 10th, 11th, 12th?
9th, 10th, 11th, 12th.
Then I would say for 9th grade, my most memorable stuff is my most memorable 9th grade moment is Tony rapping in Mr. Gro's class.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, it was just so fun. It's either that or the lighter in the back of the bus seat.
Yeah,
with him.
Mine is Mark Rena very gingerly putting Matt into a garbage can.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Like there was this idea that like you had to haze the new guys, and Matt joined the football team, and the older guys had to haze him. But like everybody was so nice that Mark Rena like was just like stepped in front of him, was like, "Fahey, I'm gonna put you in the garbage can."
Just go along with it.
He's like, "Okay," and he like just picked him up and just set him in. He's like, "Okay, now you can get out."
You know what's crazy, man? Mark Rena might go down in my brain as the nicest person I've ever met.
It's possible.
Dude, he's still one of the only people that almost every year wishes me a happy birthday on Facebook.
Okay.
I have not talked to him we've been out of school for what, 12?
Say it.
I don't want to.
Say it.
Has it really been that long?
You didn't go to our 10-year reunion.
I know, but I can't believe it's already been 4 years since then.
Yeah, that is crazy that it's been 4 years since then.
Oh my lord. Yeah, we've been out of school for 14 years.
14 years.
Holy fuck. Yeah, so 14 years. It's been at least 15 years. No, it's been at least 16 years because he graduated 2 grades above us.
Yep.
It's been at least 16 years since I've seen him. And yet, for some reason, he still wishes me a happy birthday.
Yeah, there's just people that do that, though. There's still people that do that on my Facebook. And, like, I don't even go on Facebook.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I get that, too, with, like, people that I'm friends with, but are like, I barely knew him.
Nate wished me happy birthday last year.
Nate Calandra?
Oh.
Yeah. He does that. Oh.
Justin Bigor wished me happy birthday, too.
Mm-hmm. That's not that
John
far.
Doolin. Yeah. John Doolin's the same, though.
Yeah.
I think he was in Mark's grade.
No, he was a grade after Mark.
Was he?
Yeah, he was a year younger. But it's different because you were on the bus with John Doolin. So you like, that's the thing. You knew John way more than I knew Mark. Like, my interactions with Mark were literally gym class. That's it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So it's like, I didn't know him other than like that and the very few times that I would be like at Matt like Harry's house and he would come over. I'd like talk to him a little. Dude, he's just such a nice person.
I gotta say, John Doolin's a funny dude.
Oh, he's
still
hilarious.
Funny. Only in 2022
hilarious.
would they let a man become the new Queen of England.
Yep.
Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, he was always good for a good chuckle.
Yep.
Okay. College. Oh. Honestly, the first thing for me that pops into my head is I took like Computer 101. I don't remember what exactly it was called, but it was like you learn a little bit about Windows, and then there was a bunch about all the different Microsoft suites, like every program in Microsoft. So I took that, and it's kind of full circle, which is why it's the thing I remember is while I was in there, I made a couple friends. One was this girl named Megan, and I used to always help her with her work in there. You know, year went by, ended up having one more class with her after that, then never really talked to her again. Well, fast forward to Replay in Herkimer. One day, her and her boyfriend come walking in. So then I see her again. We talked a little bit. Cool. Then fast forward to a few years, and her and Shane have been dating for like, what, going on? It's gotta be 5 or 6 years. Yeah, 5 or 6 years, I think. So like, how full circle is that to like go from never, just had a college class with her, and then now one of my good friends is dating with her, they have a kid together and stuff. So it's just like, it's so crazy that like that's like one of my first memories of college.
Yeah, that's funny.
I mean, for you, it's got to be quite different because you actually moved away for school.
I did. Yeah. My first memories of college are like pretty obvious. I did marching band my freshman year, and we moved in. We had early move-in, so like that's basically all that I could do is kind of hang out with those people.
Yeah,
like I had never really done anything like that before. So it was really interesting. It was a whole new world.
See, my first memory of you going to college is the same, helping you move in.
Yeah.
Yep, that was quite the time.
Yeah, moving in was definitely something.
Yeah, bet you don't miss that, having to move like because how often
No.
did you move, like every semester or every year? How was it? How was it set up?
Quite every semester, but like you also had to take stuff with you at the end of the semester.
Yeah.
So like you didn't have to completely move out, but you were taking stuff with you.
Yeah.
And then you were moving like every year, and that does suck. Like everything in your life becomes mobile.
Mm-hmm.
I like developed some very particular like packing habits, like around like my TVs
Yeah.
and stuff. Like I have a set of towels, like 2 or 3 towels specifically to put in my TV boxes for when I pack and move. Still have them
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
because it's easier to store a towel away than like one of the pieces of the styrofoam.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it just made sense to me.
Yeah. Get that.
But yeah, then like yeah, that really did, that's maybe the worst part of college is having to move like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
College was weird for me in the sense that like
You were a commuter, so
no, not even that. It was weird for me in the sense that like I think we were both kind of the same, whereas in like high school, we didn't really give a fuck, but like we were smart
Right.
enough for it to just carry us. Like
Yep.
like we could just coast, didn't really have to try, and
That's
it
me.
just happened. And I was the same way. But like you get into college and you hear everything, and I expected it to be much more difficult. But the thing is, like what I went to school for, I was already like severely interested in and had learned a bunch already by myself. So college was weird for me in the fact that like I got there and like was forced to take the prereq classes and stuff, and those were fine because like I don't know everything about history and all that kind of stuff that you have to take there.
Yeah.
But when I got done with all that stuff and I had just the classes that were specific to my degree, I already knew most of it.
Oh, that's interesting.
So the differences in high school and stuff, we were forced to go. There was no getting out of going to school. You know what I mean? Whereas like
Yep.
now I'm an adult, 18, 19, 20 years old or whatever. Probably 19. Like my parents want me to go, but there's nobody forcing me to go to college. Whereas like, they want me to go and like be successful and do that, but like I just stopped going. I mean, I got full-time job, had a girlfriend at the time, going to school, like I just stopped going, and there was nobody that nothing making me go. So like I feel like if I had the same situation, I would have finished my degree. Not that it really matters because I don't like what I was going to school for anymore. Like I like regular design. I was going for web design because I knew that that's where the money would be. But I just genuinely don't like designing websites.
Yeah, that makes
anymore.
a whole lot of sense.
So I've never gone back to finish it. I'm only like 3 classes away.
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah,
it's probably expired by now. Credits last like 7 years.
Yeah. Probably. So it's just like that was different, I feel, than most probably.
Yeah, definitely. Because mine was like the very typical, like I was good enough to sort of skate by, and I was smart enough to do well in college if I put the work in, but I never had to put the work in before, so I wasn't prepared to start having to put the work in.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean by that.
And I didn't do well.
Makes you start to resent like school because you're into something completely new and you're used to everything just coming easy to you, and now you're like, fuck, I don't know how to do this. Like I don't know how to give more than this on something I don't really care about.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess it's just how it was, and it just wasn't like, it feels like an excuse to say, but like it just wasn't for me. Like academia is just not sort of compatible with me. I'm not compatible with academia. I should say that because I'm a much smaller cog and academia is a whole thing.
Yeah.
It's just not for me. I don't think it ever was. And my ambitions didn't need college.
No. Same.
I can't regret it because I met my wife.
He met his wife in his life, right?
Yep. So I can't regret going, but it wasn't necessary for me. I could have made a life for myself outside of it. Probably wouldn't have been quite as good as the one that I have, but I would have gotten there.
Yeah. No, I mean, the stipulations that came from going and then meeting your wife and then wanting to move out there and stuff, I feel like that definitely kickstarted you to get the career that you have.
Yeah.
So like you're right, that could have changed, but yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. Like I'm a people person. You know what I mean? Like I'm good at people. So I like that translates across so many different industries. Like I'm good at learning on my feet. So it's like I didn't really need, same way I didn't need school,
Yep.
college to,
Well, you're in a field now where a lot of places are sort of, I don't want to say not valuing college or anything, but they are putting less value on
yeah.
college in your particular field these days.
Yeah, because you could
So
just,
you're in a weird position too.
I'm in a great position where like I'm not penalized for not finishing.
Yeah, right.
Kind of the same with you, like at least with the career path that you chose, like you're not penalized by the fact that you don't have you didn't finish or didn't do whatever. You know what I mean? Like you're not penalized for it.
Yeah.
Whereas like a lot of places,
I
a lot
mean,
of people could be, or you're like, well, I'm going to school to be a reporter, but I never finished my degree, and then none of the major like newspaper things are
yeah.
gonna hire you unless you. I mean, I feel like it's all changing because of the internet. Like people have
Yep.
their own websites and blogs, and they have proof of stake. You know what I mean? They have proof of worth in what they can do, because if you didn't finish your journalism degree, but you have a blog that gets 100,000 views a month, and you have all
Mhm.
these articles that get shared across the internet, the degree doesn't matter.
Or
They're going to take you because you have proof of your work
yep. Or
translating into the
a
field.
podcast these days.
Yeah.
Like that's where I feel like a lot of the like investigative journalists start.
It's really crazy
'Cause
when you think of,
It's a
go
low
ahead.
barrier to entry.
Yeah, super low barrier entry. But it's really crazy to think like podcast is a form of entertainment. Like we're literally just listening to people talk, but because we never had the technology to just continually listen to people talk, it's like this new wave of thing. But like it's not, it's a form of entertainment that's not like a form of entertainment. Like you're
Yeah.
not making a movie, you're not doing stuff like we
It's
have topics, but we basically just talk back and forth and have a random discussion.
it's hard for me to tell where I sort of draw the line in my mind of where podcasts became a new form of media to me. Because when I started listening to podcasts, it was just radio to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what it was. I found maybe the first podcast that I listened to was Welcome to Night Vale, and that is a very particular form of podcast these days that is podcast to me. But at the time, I just thought of it as internet radio.
Yeah.
Like it was just it was just a radio drama being broadcast on the internet. You could listen to it any time. It was on demand radio.
Because it hadn't become popularized yet.
Yeah, but there's like a turning point at some point from 2014 is when I started listening to that.
I would say
To
the last 5
today.
years. About 5
Yeah.
years ago is when it started to make the shift in society where like podcasts were you started seeing big players start to make podcasts.
Right. Right.
I mean, Joe Rogan was, whether people like him or not, that's not a thing. But he was the
You know what?
grandfather.
Actually,
of,
I'll take that back. I do know the moment when it became a new, like, legitimate form of media to me.
Yeah.
It was when Mark Maron had President Obama on.
yeah,
It like sent a, regardless of what you think of Mark Maron or Obama or whatever, this is apolitical. But like the fact that a podcaster could have a president
yeah.
on, like, made it a legitimate form of media.
Mhm.
It never happened before, and it sent ripples through the whole thing. Everybody was talking about it for like 6 months after that. Did you hear that Mark Maron had Obama on? Oh my god, no way. And like I think that was it. But that's a weird one. It's like a very particular moment.
Yeah. I mean, it's very odd. I'm looking at Joe Rogan's stuff now to see, because like he started podcasting 9 years ago, right?
Oh, that's not that long, actually.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's right
I
around
feel
the
like
same time.
I feel like I listened to like I've listened to like a dozen podcasts that have had their 10-year anniversary.
Oh, probably, because those were probably like the random weird one-off stuff. You know what I mean? Like Joe Rogan wasn't when he started, he wasn't a nobody. He was still a comic. He was doing other things at the same time. You know, he was involved with MMA. Whereas like most of the other people that you're probably are like either not known or known for like probably books or something.
Mark Maron was a big comedian.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was like one of the first. Adam Carolla.
Yeah.
was really early. Who else? I mean, there's like the it's hard to say. NPR is a sort of sticking point because a lot of them were just radio shows and they realized they could just put them on demand on podcasts.
Yeah. I'm trying to look to see like who the most prolific person Joe Rogan's had, like a ways back. I mean, he had Edward Snowden. That was a couple years ago.
He had Bernie Sanders on.
Yeah, he did have Bernie Sanders on. But I'm just trying to find like somebody that's prolific from like 8-9 years ago.
Oh, gotcha.
You know what I mean? See.
Yeah, no, at that time it was Mark Maron. Mark Maron was was like the top of the pile in the podcast game. Like nobody could touch WTF with Mark Maron.
Yeah.
And now it's funny because like I don't think people would even know what that is anymore.
No, not a chance. I just vaguely remember it, and I don't even think I ever really listened to it. It was just like I would see the repost for it and things.
Yeah, I listened to a few episodes. I didn't particularly care for it.
Yeah. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah, it's really hard to find like a popular one that started as not just public radio.
Yeah.
That was made by like a famous person.
Yeah.
Other than Mark Maron and Adam Carolla.
Well, you know why? Because unless you have a following, there was no good form of discoverability.
Yeah.
So we started seeing TikTok, or we started seeing podcasts and stuff really take off when we started seeing like Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, like things where people could post snippets and gain traction by people sharing stuff.
Huh.
I think that's kind of the link, you know what I mean? When we had the ability to start sharing these things with our friends in a central place, I think that's when we started to see, because you think about like MySpace. MySpace was the catalyst for Dane Cook, his whole career taking off.
Okay.
Like he was the MySpace comic, like that's where he started his stuff. And I mean, he hit one of the most like prolifically fast tracks in comedy. I mean, he went from like couple specials into like movie star thing, and then petered off. But like you didn't see, you saw like the big names that had been in for a while, the Eddie Murphys, things like that were in movies and stuff. But you didn't see any like he came up with Mitch Hedberg and like that back at that time. You know what I mean? Like you weren't seeing Mitch Hedberg or Burt Kreischer in movies back then. You know what I mean? And that's his same like comedian class. Joe Rogan even too. Like they all came up at the same time together there. So like to see somebody go from performing in small comedy clubs to like hit this viral, having his clips and stuff go viral on MySpace, then take off, and then the next thing you know, within the next few years, he's in Employee of the Month, Good Luck Chuck. He's doing, shows or movies with Jessica Alba, Jessica Simpson.
Yep.
Some A-list people.
Did you hear what happened to him?
Who?
Dane Cook.
Maybe.
Like why?
Oh yeah, with his brother.
Yeah, like what happened to his career, like his brother and all that.
Crazy, man.
That was fucked up.
Yep. I've been watching. He has a new special out.
Oh, really?
Just came out.
That's
end of last
exciting.
Month. So he's been. I've watched 3 podcasts he's done in the last like couple months. He's got a new special. Maybe we can watch it together. I don't know how that works because it's like you have to rent it on Moment. It's called Moment. So it's like
okay.
You get like a 14-day rental.
That's weird.
Of it. Well, it is, but like. He's big enough where he doesn't have to go somewhere to get an audience, and now he gets all the money. And like it's all self-funded.
He kind of doesn't need the money though.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. He gets more money this way.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe next time I come out there.
Oh, sure, yeah.
We can rent it and watch it because I want to see it, but I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet.
I'll say it to you now.
I know when you're off.
You do. Okay. Were we already planning on it?
I can't. I already have. I've already had. That's the 28th, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I had plans and had to say no to 3 other on the same day.
You little shit.
I couldn't go to you. I couldn't go to my sister's Halloween party and something else because I've had plans for months.
All right. December 9th.
Okay. Either that or we both take a Friday off or something, or both take a day off.
I can probably do that. I'm actually not sure how much time off I have left.
Yeah.
I do have to I do have to check. I have Friday, Saturday off this week.
Oh yeah, you guys going out somewhere, or you just wanted to have the weekend, longer weekend?
No, yeah, we're headed up to Lake
Oh, you're
Placid.
telling me. Yes, I forgot you said that.
Yep.
I'm jealous. I'm jelly. Enjoy some smoke signals for me.
Maybe I will.
Yeah.
All right. What are we doing here?
Job. First job. What's your first memory of your first job? Mine was I did summer rec program.
Yeah.
For everybody that doesn't know what that is, it was basically older kids. So I started when I was 15. We would go to the school, and basically we had a couple chaperones, like parents, but we were in charge of entertaining children from the area. The parents would drop them off. It was like 9 to 2, I think. And we would just like basically play games with them, watch kids, play kickball, dodgeball, do arts and crafts with them, all different kinds of stuff. Just hang out. That was my first gig. It was quite fun. I just have some very fond memories of, Ross McManus, Frank Tallarico,
Yeah.
playing Pokemon Stadium on a 65-inch rollout CRT TV in the auditorium, like on the stage in the cafeteria.
Ew.
Yeah, we had lots of fun in there. It's good.
Yeah.
It was a good time. That would be my first
I never
memory.
really know what to consider my first job, because I worked like with my father. He like supervised a warehouse, and I got my working papers and I would ride out with him and work there. So that was technically my first job. Like the first job that I got on my own was Hannaford. So I never really know what to consider my first.
I mean, where did you get paid at the other one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a job.
I got my working papers. He never paid me under the table. It was all above board. Like it was.
Yeah, then that's your first
really
job,
good,
then.
as opposed to like the kids who like get a job, but they like pay them under the table, so that people pay them under the table so they could just take advantage of them even more than their normal employees.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's definitely your first one.
Okay. my first memory is like not even the job, and
I know what
it seems so weird to me in retrospect that I'm not even sure if it's real. But like I remember having to have like my doctor, my pediatrician, sign off that I was mature enough to work, and what that entailed was basically checking if I had started puberty.
What the hell?
Like yeah, I know. If you're like 14 and you need to get a job, like you have to have your doctor. Maybe this is sports. Either way, this was like a situation that like I had to do when I was either 13 or 14.
Well, you couldn't have started working till you're 15.
14.
14 was it?
Yeah, I started working when I was 14.
Huh.
It's very strict when you're 14, so 15 is like the practical time that you can start. But if you're working with a parent, then it's kind of a little more lenient.
Weird. I don't remember that. I don't remember going and getting my working papers and stuff, but it was also different because like I had to go to the get my working papers, and then literally turn around and hand them to the person that was in charge of summer rec that was at the thing.
Oh yeah,
because it was a county program, so.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, no, mine was, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if this was the requirement to start doing like JV sports before you get into high school, or if it was the requirement to start a job when you're 14. But yeah, that was a weird experience. And then my first memories on the actual job was obviously just getting up at 4 a.m. to drive to Syracuse with my father.
Ugh.
It was not nice.
No, I can imagine.
I remember one time we were driving, and he would always get scratchers in the morning. He would get 2 of them, $2 scratchers.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one time when he thought that he had won $10,000 or something like that.
Oh man.
It was not a small amount. He did win a lot, but it was not $10,000. And he was like, I almost just stopped and went home.
Call in for the day, be like, I'm not working today.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that was like a regular joke that he would make is like, I'm gonna hit the $1 million, and we're just not gonna go in anymore.
Yeah.
But
it's a good
yeah,
one.
the job itself was good experience. I feel like warehouse work, something like that, is very good experience. I feel like call center work is very good experience to sort of see how bad jobs can be.
Yeah.
The warehouse was like fine. It was just so tedious. You get so dirty from
Yeah.
doing it feels like nothing, but
And you're just covered in soot.
you're just covered in dirt. It's I have this like weird thing about washing my hands. Like it's not compulsive, like I won't wash them all the time, but if they are noticeably dirty, I like have to wash them. If I can feel any amount of dirt on my fingers, I like have to wash them.
Yeah.
Um
That's not a bad thing to have.
no, no. It's not OCD. Like I'm not washing them 3 times in a row. Not washing them every time I enter the house or anything like that. It's not a compulsion. It's just
You just don't like being dirty.
it just sucks having dirty hands. I
Well,
would
you
wash
know
my
what?
hands like 4 or 5 times a day when I worked that job. I was just collating papers, just putting papers in order.
I think this is a perfect segue into my loose end,
Okay.
which is also a draft, like you stated before. My draft is for worst things, just things that suck.
Man, this is gonna be tough for me.
I mean, you just said one of them.
I know. All right. First pick in the 2022 worst things draft. I gotta go with dirty hands.
Dirty hands.
Like noticeably dirty hands.
Yep. Hey, that's a solid pick. Solid pick. For me, taking my first pick, it's got to be something monumentous. It's got to be something that almost everybody hates, and that's wet socks.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, there's just nothing good about wet socks at all.
Yep. I feel you. Oh boy.
He said, "Man, putting me on the spot."
I'm gonna go with how to put this software issues. Glitches. I don't know. It's like it's funny because every like podcast that I listen to, they talk about how they hit record and they have some sort of software issue or something like that. But for me, it's just persistent with Discord. Why Discord is the only program that doesn't like my audio output and I have to choose a different audio output for it? There's no explanation for it. I fixed it 2 hours ago and it showed back up before we started recording. So I don't know.
It just hates voice meter. That's all it is.
I know that, but I fixed it. It was working. I did like all my due diligence.
I made it
for like half an hour.
Failed.
And it's still fucked up. Because Discord can't just do what it's supposed to do.
Oh, yeah. See, this is good. I knew you'd get some riled up ones. I knew you'd think of some good ones. So for me, I'm going to go with itchy foot while driving.
Are yours just all going to be foot stuff? Is your next one going to be ingrown toenails?
No, but like, that's, you know how much of an inconvenience is when you're driving, you got that itch on the top of your foot and you're like jamming your fucking heel of your other shoe in there, but like you can't really get good traction to get that itch.
This.
Oh,
I don't think
man,
I get this.
It's the worst. Anybody that's listening, please let us know if you know what I'm speaking about because it's terrible.
Okay. All right. My third one is trying to use a cell phone without hands.
What?
So if you're in a place that you can't have it on speakerphone and you need your hands for something, like trying to shoulder your cell phone up to your ear, like the thin cell phones like you used to do with a handset landline, You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it is annoying. Like your head's got to like literally be tilted all the way to the side.
Yeah, that sucks. I hate that. And then you pick it up and it's just like the phones are hot, so it makes your face sweaty.
Oh yeah, it is.
Like,
and then it gets harder to hold it there because your face is sweaty. So you gotta like push down with the pressure, which just makes your face sweat more.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, it's very slippery slope.
I'm feeling this pick more and more as we talk about it.
Yeah. I might have another for my third pick. I might have one that's controversial. I don't know if you're gonna ever experience this either, but I know a ton of people have, and that is having to take a poop right after you shower.
Yeah, man.
That's the worst. I mean, like that just my day is chalked if I have to do that. Like, just put me back in bed. That's the absolute worst.
You made me think of another one that's a follow-up to this that I will be taking next.
All right.
Anything else you want to elaborate on that before I move on?
No, I think
They
it's
probably
pretty
go hand
clear.
in hand.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's having to use the bathroom before you leave the house. You know, you put on your shoes, you pick up your keys, you open the door, and you're like, here we go. You're running late. You get out to the car, you start the car, you're like, I'm not gonna last.
This isn't going to end well if I don't go back inside.
Yep.
Yep.
That's it.
Oh, that's another good one. That's very good. Oh, for my fourth one, I am gonna go with another one that kind of runs into yours as well, and that's getting like the bubble guts when you're nowhere near a restroom. Like,
yeah,
like you'd be like out on a boat and you'd be like, uh-oh.
Yeah, man. Yep.
Because it just takes like every ounce of focus and power in your soul to squeeze your asshole closed. You're just like, I don't know if you've ever been there, but like I've had some close calls.
Man, I work out in public, all right? I have to use public bathrooms. Like,
Yep.
Yes, there have absolutely been times when I have been in the middle of one of my loops and I've had to power walk back to my truck and speed all the way down the road to Tim Hortons.
I'm just picturing you just power walking and just shit coming out of your leg. Like your pant leg, because you're just power walking back to your truck. And that's just because I literally just seen a TikTok that somebody posted, and it was like they lived in an apartment complex, and they were coming back home, and they made this, and somebody had a line of shit going from their car all the way up the sidewalk, everywhere, all the way into their house. Just they got out the car, and it decided it was time.
That's bad. It's bad.
Yep.
Just having to go to the bathroom when you can't get to the bathroom is
Yep.
real bad. That Buffalo Bills game that we went to when I was in college,
Oh yeah.
I had to piss so bad. And it was if any Buffalo Bills fans are listening, it was the power outage game.
Yep. It's the Chargers.
And so like it sucked to use the bathroom because there were no windows,
lights.
so it was
No windows,
dark.
no lights.
Everybody's just pissing on the floor, in the sink, anywhere they can.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm like, I'll wait until I get back to my dorm. I didn't live that far away because I went to school in Buffalo. The Buffalo Bills stadiums in Orchard Park's like half hour. Like I could do this. Nope. NFL traffic prevented me. I had to pull over. I like parked my car in a car dealership parking lot so that nobody would sort of notice that I was just parked there, and I had to piss in a bottle out the side of my car.
Oh, we hate that.
Hate to see it.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely happened to me. I had to go. I was with my parents. I was maybe like, I don't know, 14, 15, and we had gone somewhere up north, and we're on the thruway.
Okay.
And dude, I had to go. I just all of a sudden my stomach just hit, and it was like, this has to come out of you now. Like it hit the ejection button. And my dad was like, the next rest stop is like 25 miles. Dude, I was crying in the back seat.
Yeah.
It was so bad. Like I was like literally taking every ounce of my being to stop this fucking demon from leaving my asshole.
Yeah.
And I remember we get to this gas station, and I don't know how I didn't leak, sprinting to the bathroom. And I'm just thinking to myself, I swear to God, if there's somebody in this bathroom, I'm shitting on the floor. Like you would have seen me in a viral video, just like the man that pooped in the mop bucket in New York City. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to hold it in at all. Like there was no chance. I had one shot to make it there, and if I didn't get there, it was
one opportunity.
Yep.
To squeeze everything you ever wanted.
I was really hoping I didn't let it slip.
Yeah. What'd you have for dinner the night before?
I have no idea.
Mom's spaghetti?
Yeah.
Cool. How dare you miss that?
Oh, I know exactly what you're saying. On the surface, he looks calm and ready.
Okay. Let's bring this back from scat talk. Oh man, I had one. I gotta remember it. Give me a second. Shit. Oh, got it. Bad haircut.
When you get a bad haircut?
Yep. It's like the worst. It's like the worst thing. My last haircut that I got, it wasn't bad. It was just not right. Like I'm trying to grow out my hair, right? So like I ask for what I want, like, just a trim, just to make everything neat. My hair, like left side and right side, don't grow the same amount. So I'm like, just make everything neat and even and like get it out of my ears. And she buzzed me up. Not like completely, but I fucking I looked like a goddamn Franciscan friar with the amount of hair that she left on top and the amount of hair that she took off the sides.
Oh man.
Like it was just not good. I haven't gotten my hair cut since. It's been like 6 months. It's been this long to like for the sides to like grow out to the length that they were before.
Oh man, that sucks.
Bad haircut. And then it's even worse for women.
Yeah.
Nicole's brother's now fiance, she like went to a place and they fucked up her bangs.
Ugh.
And like bangs are not an easy thing to pull off in the first place, and she was pulling it off and then she got it cut and it was no longer what she wanted. And
Ugh.
she like comes with him every night when my wife and he record YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just like distraught. And I was like, yeah, man, fucking bad haircut sucks.
Yeah.
Bad haircut sucks.
You know what? It's so true, and I think that's why I'm so particular.
Mhm.
With like I've only had 5 people cut my hair in my life.
Yeah.
And it's because when I find somebody that does it right and I'm comfortable with, I'm going with them until I can't anymore. So like that's why so it's tough for me. So the place that I go, walk in only.
Oh.
And I can only go on Saturdays because they're closed Sundays, and the rest of the time they're closed before I'm done with work. I mean, they'd be open for half an hour, but I'm not going to be
that's rough.
That asshole that gets there 10 minutes before closing. Like I just refuse to do that because I've been in the service industry long enough that whatever. So like sometimes I'll end up going like a month or two longer than I want to. Like get a haircut because like I can only go on a Saturday, and luckily like I have my barber's number now, and like I can text him the night before and he'll put me in like the book like I was already there. So I end up being like I just went and got one last week. And I text him and he's like, I can get you in at 8 because he already had 2 people ahead of me that had done the same thing. Text him and said I'm coming in. Wow. So like, yeah, because like if I don't do that or don't get there right at the time, like one time I tried to go without calling him and they open at 7:00 and I got there at like 9 and I would have had to wait till 1:30.
Yeah.
Just to go to specifically to him. Like, mind you, there's like 10 or 12 other people in there. Like, when I go to a barber, I go to a barber. He knows what I like. I don't have to say anything. He knows exactly what I want every time. And I go there because they straight razor, and a lot of the other places don't. Yeah. And like, once you start getting a nice straight razor shave, it's hard to stop. Like, it just feels so nice. So, like, they're one of the only places around here that does it, and he does it well. So it's like I'm willing to. Man.
I get what you're saying. The bad haircut that I got was because I was going to someone new.
Yep.
Like I switched to a different barber because I didn't like the way that my old barber was doing it, and I went to this new guy. And when I started growing out my hair, I got the impression that he didn't really know. So like one day I had to get like an emergency haircut or whatever. Like it had been like 2 weeks or something. I just needed it neatened up because it was Sky's wedding.
Yeah.
I was going to be in a lot of pictures. So I got it neatened up and it looked really good. So then I faced the manliest problem of all. Do I go to the new barber that I liked, the way that she cut my hair, and risk running into the old barber? And I did, and it wasn't ideal.
Wasn't the same? Or you ran into him?
No. He wasn't there, thankfully. I don't even know if he would remember me. I only went to him like 4 times.
Yeah.
But I liked the way that she cut my hair that first time. And I expected her to do the same thing, and she didn't. So I'm going to give her another chance.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah, that is tough. Bad haircuts are no good.
It reminds me of that Atlanta episode. He has a fucked up experience with his barber.
Yep.
End of the episode, he goes to a new barber. He's like, "Hey, man, what you want?" He's like, what?
Yeah, I don't know. I generally just sit down and he does it.
Jeez. Yeah. Usually you just have to go the usual.
Yep.
But nah. All right, what's your last pick?
Oh, this is tough. So I'm gonna have my last pick, and then I'm gonna have some runner-ups that I'm gonna have to go with stubbing your toe because it just sucks.
Okay, sure. I feel you.
I don't do it as often anymore. I feel like as I gotten older, I'm much more cautious than I used to. I used to stub it all the time because I was just too stupid to pay attention. But now I do it way less often. But my let's see. Okay, so I also have running out of toilet paper.
Okay, sure.
You know, you're mid cycle, and you realize, oh.
That's bad planning, though.
Yeah, it is bad planning, which is why I didn't make my top 5.
Yep.
Spam calls, like spam in general, spam calls, spam texts, spam emails, all spam sucks.
Yeah, I get that. I don't really care all that much. I get a lot of them.
I know.
I'm numb to it.
And it sucks.
I haven't been getting as much lately.
I still do. I mean, luckily they've gotten pretty good at like handling them.
Yeah, most of my spam comes in text format.
I probably get 4 a day.
I'll get a text message from an email address.
Yep.
That's like, hey, do you want to lose 50 pounds in 4 hours? I'm like,
no, I would be tiny.
But yeah, it's an easy solution. You would think there would be an easy solution, right? Give me the option to block text messages from email addresses. I have never gotten a legitimate one. Not a single time.
No, you don't. Because it's more expensive to send an email, send out stuff that way. Because that means they're using an email provider, and email providers to send stuff is way more expensive.
Nah, they're just using duplicators.
Yeah. Okay, so spam calls, cold food that's cold in the middle. So like when you got something that's you warmed up or something, or it comes out to you and you bite into it and it's like it looks really good on the outside and you get to the middle and it's just still like cold and it just ruins the experience.
I started doing this recently. I probably learned it from TikTok. Using the power level on your microwave is fucking key.
Yeah.
Like stuff doesn't heat up quite as fast, but you put pasta in at the 5 power level and leave it in for 5 minutes and it is going to be perfect.
I have to keep
like
that in mind.
Not hot on the outside, cold on the inside, just heat it all the way through because it's less intense.
Yeah, that is a good one. Stale cereal. Also kind of comes with poor planning, but it still sucks. You know, you gotta get that last bowl of cereal and like didn't close the bag tight or like somebody else had opened it. It doesn't really happen much now because I'm in control of all my own stuff, but growing up with like my parents or, friends or girlfriends, like, grab a bowl of cereal in the morning and then the bag gets pushed down or something and not actually fully closed. And then I'm like, man, I want a bowl of cereal. And you go to grab it and it's just like, pour the milk on it, you take the first bite and it's just stale. Ugh. Spoiled milk also sucks. I don't mean like noticeably spoiled. I mean like when it's just like one day past bad and you're like, man, I'm going to have a glass of milk, and you open it and you're like, oh, never mind.
Just on the borderline. You smell it and you're like, is it though?
You're like, yeah, I don't know.
I have one runner-up, and that is my poor 3DS. And I dropped this into Discord because I recently found my 3DS and I was like, shit, yeah, 3DS is awesome. I'm going to actually play this. And then rip in peace 3DS.
I am waiting to see it.
Yeah. Why? Hey. Oh, God. Okay, I went about it the wrong way. I just had to take a picture of it.
Oh,
so I'm doing it on my phone. I was just taking a picture of it. There we go. I tried to share it. No, it's been in its case all these years. It's been in a case, in a box. Like, I don't know how this happened.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it had impacted somewhere or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but usually with like LCD leakage, you can tell where it started, but I can't tell where this started. It's just
It would have
leaking.
started probably in that top corner.
Yeah, so I don't know.
What?
Didn't take any major drops. It was working when I put it in the case. It's been in the case in a box
Yeah.
for years. So
Well, I mean, you could probably replace it for relatively cheap.
I don't think so. I don't think there's anybody doing this anymore.
Oh no, I mean you could do it.
Oh no. I did look that up.
It's
I
a pain
looked
because
it
of the
up.
hinge.
No, it's a pain because of fucking everything. I looked it up on iFixit, and like the 3DS has like their literal worst score for repairability.
Oh yeah, all Nintendo handhelds suck.
This particular operation, iFixit rated it at 4 hours. It would take 4 hours to do it, and
I could do them like 2.5.
like they're better. Too much. I mean,
I would say probably like 2.5 hours when I was at Screensavers to do one.
Yeah, when you're doing them every day and you're in practice and you have the time to do that, I'm not going to put 2.5 hours into fixing my 3DS.
Something you're gonna play like once and then get sick of.
Nostalgia.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. So that's my runner up. My poor 3DS.
That is pretty bad. That does suck. My last one is warm beer. Like you just get somebody and somebody gives you a warm beer. Like beer, I've never had a beer I enjoyed that when it wasn't cold.
Yeah, it is what it is. I would like to try like the whatever you want to call them, better European beers that are supposed to be served by American standards as quote unquote warm. But they're not really. They're served at cellar temperature, which is the same temperature that red wine is supposed to be served at. It's not room temperature. It's like slightly under room temperature. But you know what it is? You know why you don't like that? Because it's easier to hide bad flavors in cold, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Probably.
Cold tastes better because there's more like scientifically, there's more oxygen dissolved in the liquid at that point. So, and your taste buds are sensitive to oxygen, so it just tastes better to you. When it's warmer,
and it's more refreshing.
But when it's warmer, you don't have that oxygen to sort of buffer the taste. You're getting all the taste of it, which is why Europeans say that beer is better served warm, because when it's served warm and it tastes good, you know that it's a superior product.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the beers I have not been superior, I'll tell you that.
No. Unlikely.
Yep. Well, that is it for this segment of Loose End.
You're a loose end.
Yeah, well, maybe I am. What are you going to do about it?
Hear that? Hear that, everybody? He admitted it.
Yep, my end is loose.
No rebuttals. Roll the outro. Thank you and congratulations for making it to the end of this episode of Quord on the Street. We have been your hosts, Vince and Josh. You can find us on our socials. You can find us on Twitter at Quord on the Street, QUORD on the ST. If you're listening to us on YouTube /Quord on the Street, go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment. And wherever you're listening to us, whether it's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you can leave a review, please leave us a review. If you tell us what we can do worse, I promise I will read it on the podcast, unless it's just too mean.
If you have any need to contact us in a longer format, you can email us at quordonthestreet@gmail.com, or you can visit us on our website, quordonthestreet.xyz. Feel free to leave us a voice message on there. If you want to reach out to us individually, you can get a hold of us at our personal Twitters. Mine is at I'm Scuzzy, IMSKUZZEY.
And I am at V_C, spell out the underscore. We would finally like to acknowledge the people that made this podcast happen. Josh Wardle, who is the original creator of Wordle.
And Freddie Meyer, the creator of Quordle, who you can find on Twitter at Quordle.
And with that, we will just ask you, as always, to
get the Quord out.